Hi everyone, thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel. I feel like I have a really important video today. This topic is really important, I feel, so hopefully I can do it justice. Because gratitude and appreciation are really important and they're very high vibrational things. Also, I think that there's a lot of confusion about what they actually are and what it means to have gratitude or appreciation. I'm probably going to come back to this and skip over it, but you may want to think about the two words and see if you respond to them differently, if they mean something different to you. Does gratitude mean something different than appreciation? Or are they the same thing? So I'm probably going to get back to that in a minute. Where do I want to start with this? Like I said, they're very high vibrational emotions, states of being, things, but I feel that they're very misunderstood. So when I talk about cultivating appreciation or gratitude, I'm not talking about taking your genuine feelings of discontent and transforming them into being grateful or appreciation in the sense of, I think, in the sense of, like, for example, if you really want a bigger home, well, you should just be grateful because some people don't have a home. That's not what I'm talking about. And I think that a lot of people, that is what they feel gratitude is. It's that it's got this link to guilt and shame and shoulds and shouldn'ts. This feeling that you should be feeling or thinking a certain way that you're not, and that you are wrong, that you're bad, that you need to change something. And it's not about that. That high vibrational state is really, it's not about that. I mean, it can be later on where you, it can be more like that later on, but it's really not what I'm talking about when I say cultivating gratitude or appreciation. It's really, instead, it's about focusing more on the things that you naturally already do appreciate and are grateful for. So you can be appreciative or thankful that you have shelter and a home and, heat and electricity and all that. And you can also want something bigger at the same time. They can both coexist. The point of focusing on wanting something bigger and feeling all these negative emotions is you focusing on that and not focusing on your appreciation for what you have. But they can coexist. It doesn't mean that you have to stop wanting something else. So anyhow, I think a lot of people get stuck because a lot of people, they know what they want, they know what they don't want. They're very aware of the difference between where they are right now and where they want to be. And that's where their focus is. And whenever they think about gratitude or appreciation, it's the feelings of guilt and should and shame that come to them, and they try to force it. They try to, I'm just going to stop wanting a bigger place and shut up and stuff it down and be grateful instead. And it's not about that. Let them coexist. So I wanted to give some suggestions about ways that you can start to cultivate more gratitude and appreciation, and ways that you can start expressing and sharing your gratitude and appreciation more. There's this saying that where your focus goes, energy flows. The law of attraction and so forth will state that what you're paying attention to, you get more of, you attract. So it may attract to you more gratitude and appreciation from others, and also more things to be grateful for and appreciate. However, even if it doesn't, just the feeling of genuine appreciation and genuine gratitude for something feels good, and it's healthy for you. And so I want to talk about it. So some ways that you can start to notice more the things that you are already grateful for and appreciate, and to appreciate more, to cultivate more appreciation, excuse me, are to start a gratitude journal, which I've already brought up before. And if you have issues with the word gratitude, use appreciation or thankful instead, something that feels good and high vibrational, that doesn't have shame and guilt attached to it and shoulds. Um, and also the victimhood. Because sometimes it comes down to, I feel horrible, but I'm grateful that this person spared me, you know, whatever. I'm grateful that I have a job at all and someone gives me money to put food on my table. You're feeling like a victim, but you're pulling out something and saying, I'm so grateful that it's not worse, rather than just feeling the appreciation of, yes, I am appreciative that I have food, and so forth. So I think I'm maybe getting a little bit confusing. I'm sorry. Gratitude journals are great ways to start focusing more on the things that you are grateful for and appreciative for. So there's different ways to do them. You can use a journal that's just your daily journal and write in there daily things that you're grateful for. You may want to pick a number of things and always come up with that number, 5 or 10, whatever suits you. And then when you're having a hard day and it's hard for you to think of anything that you're grateful for, you push yourself to come up with things. I'm grateful for oxygen. I'm grateful that I don't have to struggle to breathe, because that would suck, I am. I'm grateful that I don't have to struggle to breathe. I'm grateful that there's flowers outside to look at. I'm grateful that I have heat in my home. I am. I appreciate that. And so forth. And on your good days, then, stuff will come up really easily, probably. But it's a great thing to practice because it draws your attention to what you genuinely appreciate if you're using it correctly. So you could do this in the morning, the night, whatever. Another way to do it is to not pick a number and to just write down everything you can think of that you're grateful for or appreciative for. I personally don't do it this way because I would feel like that was impossible. I would feel screwed up for leaving off my socks. I'm grateful for my socks. Oh no, I forgot to write that down. That would bother me. But for some people that works. They just write down everything they can think of in the morning or before they go to bed that they're appreciative of that happened that day or that they're grateful for. So that's a good one. Thank you, Teal Swan, for this next one because I've recently started doing this and I like it so much. You can do a positive aspects journal, is what she calls it. And so this would be every day, either morning or before you go to bed or both, you write a full page of everything that is going right now for you. And you do the whole page. No matter what, you make sure you do the whole page. So again, it's like when things are going really well, then you're going to probably have a faster flow come out. And when things are not feeling so great, then you may have to really think some more about it. And my electricity is still working. That's going right. And there's gas in my vehicle. That's going right. And that sort of things. So... But like I said, I've really found benefit in doing this one. So thank you again, Teal Swan. That is great. I love it. Another thing is to just say thank you more when you mean it, when you genuinely mean it. I'm not talking about somebody gives you a gift and you are insulted by it and you hate it. You're vegan and somebody gives you a chunk of meat and they know you're vegan, or your mom knows that you love to read science fiction and can't stand to read history novels, and she buys you a history novel anyway. I'm not talking about, thank you, I'm grateful that you thought of me. I'm not talking about doing that. Don't, do what you want, but I wouldn't do that. I'm talking about when you're actually appreciative or grateful for something. It doesn't matter if it's big or small or who gave it to you, if you gave it to yourself. Start saying thank you more. So somebody opens the door for you, you appreciate that, then say thank you. someone, it's not hard to figure it out. It just throughout the day, if something happens that you're thankful for, even if it's something that's very regularly taken advantage of, like if you're in a partnership and the two of you always do laundry together and your boyfriend always carries or your husband always carries the basket for you, um, maybe you don't say thank you. It's just become regular routine and that's the way that it happens, but you could start saying thank you if you appreciate it, you know. Um, you could start saying thank you to yourself and start saying thank you to inanimate objects, you know. You don't have to do it in front of people if that feels weird and it's going to make you uncomfortable, but I think it's good if maybe you're stressed out or you have a headache or something and you decide I'm pulling in, I'm taking care of me, I'm going to go lay down and close my eyes for a while and relax. You could say to yourself, thank you, self, thanks for giving me a break. Um, you can say to your pillow in your bed, thank you for supporting me. Just start saying thank yous more when you mean them, when you genuinely mean them. And don't worry about what others think. Um, Also, you can say thank you to plants and animals. If you have house plants or a garden or vegetables, nice little thank you for growing tomatoes. And, if you enjoy your house plants, thank you for not dying on me. Thank you for continuing to live and brighten our home while you're watering it. It's good. It's passing that energy around. Um, Thank you to your pets. Your cat or your dog comes up and lays with you or licks you. There's no reason not to say thank you if you appreciate the gesture. Thank you cards and gifts. Thank you cards. Where'd my thank you cards go? You could take little blank cards. You get a packet of them real cheap. Write a little thank you note. Somebody does something nice for you, something you appreciate, write them a note. Send it in the mail, hand it to them, whatever you need to do, it's appropriate. And no matter what it is, it can be somebody taking time to talk to you when you're upset, talking to you over the phone. Tell them what that meant to you. Say thank you. Send a note. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. It doesn't matter how old you are. Really, it's only... I don't want to say anything judgmental, but I think it's foolish not to. It may feel odd at first because it's not really common practice in our culture anymore to do this, but it used to be, and it's something that we lost that I think is beneficial. So, other people do this, and there's no reason for you not to, even if the person who receives it is, what the heck did you do that for? Because I wanted you to know that I appreciated that. They probably, if they feel awkward about it, it's just because they're not used to getting one. So that's my thoughts on that. So yeah, thank you notes for whatever. If somebody gives you something, loans you $5, um, helps you study, anything that you feel appreciation and you're thankful for, that you want to respond to with a card or a letter, do that. That's great. um, Gifts also, you can give gifts, and they don't have to be big gifts. You don't have to have any money to be able to give the gift. um, if you know somebody and they like certain things and you can afford to, you might want to give them a thank you gift. And I maybe something you already have that they would appreciate. A lot of people, bake things. That's still common practice, I think, as a thank you. But it doesn't have to be that. You could buy somebody something small. You can like I said, things that you already have. That's where the cooking thing came from, the baking out of my mind. I was over here looking at the spices I have. But, maybe a small crystal or gem or something. It has significance. Rose quartz, friendship. Send it to somebody who's being a friend to you, or, if you know somebody's struggling with something, stress or something, get them a stone that's good for stress, or a stress ball, or whatever feels right and appropriate to you. You can give little gifts to say thank you also. An apple. I mean, it doesn't always have to be a big elaborate thing. It doesn't always have to be a $50 bouquet of flowers, is what I'm getting at. Um, so, yes, okay, good. I've finished all of that. I'm going to go back to the gratitude or appreciation thing. So, in the beginning, I asked you to sit with yourself and think about whether gratitude and appreciation feel the same to you or if they feel different to you. And that's because some people um, have that shame and should and guilt really deeply attached to one of those words. Like gratitude, I think, is probably the most common, but it might, for a lot of people, it's going to be appreciation. And a lot of that's going to have to deal with the way your parents or your guardians talked to you when you were a child. If they scolded you when you were doing things and told you, things like, go to your room, you're so unappreciative. You don't appreciate anything I try to do for you. Then you might have an issue with appreciation. That might feel like an obligation, an obligatory, there's the word, obligatory, thing that's attached to guilt and shame. But it might be grateful too. You're so ungrateful. Why do you always talk to me like that? Blah blah, So it might be grateful, it might be appreciation, it might be both. But if you have that negative connotation with one of those words and not the other, you can switch and use the one that feels good to you, because it's really not about jumping in and trying to change your desires, or change yourself the way you are. It's really more like going over you with a highlighter and just bringing out the things that you do appreciate, do value, do have gratitude for, and so forth, and expressing them and drawing your attention to them, becoming more mindful that they're there, seeing them, being able to focus on them, and therefore being able to enjoy them more as well. So I guess that's all I have right now for this. Please feel free to leave comments, suggestions, thumbs up if you like the video, share it if you want, all of that good stuff. Thank you for joining me, and I've got more videos on YouTube, so if you want to subscribe and you haven't, please do that. I'll be coming to make a video again soon, probably. Hope to hear from you and what you think of this video in particular. Like I said, feel it's a really important one. So thanks again, and be well.